President Biden. President Biden has zero power or authority to delegate any powers or privileges to the WHO, which would allow them to infringe or trespass upon the inherent natural rights of the people. Maxims of Law 11F. Power can never be delegated, which the authority said to delegate never possessed itself. 86A. It would be idle and trite to say that no right is absolute. 24I. Private contracts or agreements cannot derogate from public law or right. 24Z. A contract cannot arise out of an act radically wrong and illegal. 51O. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it be derived from them. American Maxim.
Notice of the WHO and President Biden trespassing on the guaranteed rights of the people.
No teacher to agent is notice to principal, and notice to principal is notice to agent.
I, one of the people of the 50 American states, as seen in Article 1, Section 2 of the Pennsylvania State Constitution, Republican in form, sui juris, am serving you with this notice so that you and your agents may provide immediate due care. Please take notice that we the people are the creators and institutors of all government in our nation, both federal and state. That all power is vested in and derived from the people, all officers of government are our trustees and servants, and they are at all times accountable and amenable to us. See evidence below. Virginia Constitution Article 1 Section 2 People, the source of power. That all power is vested in, and consequently derived from, the people, that magistrates are their trustees and servants, and at all times amenable to them. Pennsylvania Constitution 1776 Declaration of Rights Article 4. That all power being originally inherent in, and consequently derived from, the people, therefore all officers of government, whether legislative or executive, are their trustees and servants, and at all times accountable to them. Maxim of Law 51O. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God, thus none can exist except it be derived from them. American Maxim. Maxim of Law 51R. As usurpation is the exercise of power, which another has a right to, so tyranny is the exercise of power beyond right, which no body can have a right to. Locke, Treat. 2, 18, 199. Please take notice that government is only delegated an exact set of powers and privileges to run our state and federal governments, and no power can be delegated which the authority said to delegate never possessed itself. As public servants, government agents, and trustees of the people, your contract is with the people, and all duties to which you are strictly bound are expressly written and declared in your trust indentures, the 51 constitutions. See evidence below. Maxim of Law 24K. The contract makes the law. Blacks 2D. 704 Bov. 135 Allen v. Murch. Bank of New York 22 Wind. NY 215 233. Maxim of Law 43A. Those things which cannot be given, or which are not in existence, are held as not expressed. Dig. 50, 17, 135. Maxim of Law 11F. Power can never be delegated which the authority said to delegate never possessed itself. N.J. Steam Company v. Murch Bank, 6 Howe. 47 U.S. 344, 407. Maxim of Law 4E. A delegate cannot delegate, an agent cannot delegate his functions to a subagent without the knowledge or consent of the principal, The person to whom an office or duty is delegated cannot lawfully devolve the duty on another, unless he be expressly authorized so to do. 9 Coke, 77, Broom, Max 840, 2 Kent, Com 633, 2 Staff. Com 11. Please take notice that President Joseph R. Biden has never been delegated any powers, privileges, or authority to contract over the reserved rights of the free people. No government nor governmental agent has ever been delegated any powers or authority over any rights reserved by the people, those as declared in the bills and declarations of the 50 state constitutions. Therefore, please show where in the constitutions you have been granted privileges to infringe, impair, alter, or even legislate over these rights. Failure to provide the constitutional provisions proves that your actions are a direct trespass, with malice, on the rights of the people. See evidence below. Texas State Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 29. Provisions of Bill of Rights accepted from powers of government to forever remain inviolate. To guard against transgressions of the high powers herein delegated, we declare that everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government, and shall forever remain inviolate, and all laws contrary thereto, or to the following provisions, shall be void. Pennsylvania Constitution, Article 1, Section 25, Reservation of Powers in People. To guard against the transgressions of the high powers which we have delegated, we declare that everything in this article is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. Tennessee State Constitution, Article 11, Section 16. The Declaration of Rights hereto prefixed is declared to be a part of the Constitution of the state, and shall never be violated on any pretense whatever. And to guard against transgression of the high powers we have delegated, we declare that everything in the Bill of Rights contained is accepted out of the general powers of the government, and shall forever remain inviolate. Arizona Constitution, Article 2, Section 32, Constitutional Provisions Mandatory. The provisions of this Constitution are mandatory, unless by express words they are declared to be otherwise. Please take notice that individual rights and liberties are not revocable, and the Constitution supersedes all other laws. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. See evidence below. Miranda v. Arizona, 384 U.S. 436, 1966. Where rights secured by the Constitutions are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Marbury v. Madison, 5 U.S. 137, 1803. A law repugnant to the Constitution is void. An act of Congress repugnant to the Constitution cannot become a law. The Constitution supersedes all other laws, and the individual's rights shall be liberally enforced in favor of him, the clearly intended and expressly designated beneficiary. Maxim of Law, 62p. An unconstitutional act is not a law. It confers no rights, it imposes no duties, it affords no protection, it creates no office, it is, in legal contemplation, as inoperative as though it had never been passed. Norton v. Shelby County, 118 U.S. 425, 442. Maxim of Law, 86m. No right is held more sacred, or is more carefully guarded by the common law, than the right of every individual to the possession and control of his own person, free from all restraint or interference of others, unless by clear or unquestionable authority of law. Union Pac. Re. v. Botsford, 141 U.S. 250, 251. Maxim of Law, 86a. It would be idle and trite to say that no right is absolute. Orient Insurance Company v. Drags, 172 U.S. 557, 566. Please take notice that no trustee, servant, or agent of the people, including President Biden, can make a contract over the inherent, inalienable, natural rights of the free people. Such actions are grounds for immediate termination and removal from office for maladministration and violating your oath of office. If you believe you have been delegated powers and privileges that allow you to make private contracts and agreements over the reserved, guaranteed rights of the free people, please provide the constitutional provisions and clear grant of authority or your actions are a criminal act of trespass with full knowledge, intent and malice against the rights of the people. See evidence below. Maxim of Law, 62A. A conclusion as to the use of a thing from its abuse is invalid. Broom, Max 17. Maxim of Law, 24I. Private contracts or agreements cannot derogate from public law or right. Broom, Max 695, 7 Coke, 23, Wing. Max 201, Company. Lit. 166A, Dig. 50, 17, 45, 1. Maxim of Law, 86G. There is no doubt that the rights of others, third parties, cannot be prejudiced by private agreements. Dig. 2, 15, 3, PR, Broom, Max 697. Maxim of Law, 24Z. A contract cannot arise out of an act radically wrong and illegal. 1 term, 734, 3 term, 422, Broom, Max 734. Please take final notice that it is my wish, order, and demand that all trustees, servants, agents, and bar members are to immediately stop blocking and interfering with the people's inherent rights, including government servants, agents, and representatives acting and colluding with private actors and corporations to infringe, impair, hinder, and trespass on the guaranteed, natural rights of the free people. Any man or woman who decides to suppress this notice agrees to pay $500,000 per infraction, and any disputes by any public officials or private actors who are bound by contract to any of the 50 state constitutions or the United States Constitution, agrees to have these matters heard before an arbitrator of my choice and bound thereby. Furthermore, if you believe any of the above claims are untrue or that you have the authority to harm, infringe, and trespass upon the rights of the free people, please provide the constitutional provisions that grant you such privileges. All responses must be submitted by affidavit, sworn under penalty of perjury, within 5 days of receiving this notice, or you agree, by acquiescence, all statements in this affidavit to be truth and law. Further, you agree that you are acting with full knowledge, intent, and malice by trespassing on the people's inherent rights, and that no court shall be able to rehear this matter, but it shall stand as evidence, truth, and law in all courts of record. Please send your affidavit via certified mail to the sender of this notice. This notice is sent to you in peace and with the love of Christ, so that you may provide due care to those who have all political power, the people. 2. Justice. Brett Kavanaugh. 2. Congressman. Jim Jordan. 2. Secretary. Alejandro Mayorkas. 2. President. Joe Biden. This is the Jot Form https://form.jotform.com/223365700344146. Link to ConnectWe https://t.me/+WL-CBF2XCHQ3OGYX. Telegram. ConnectWe Real Law, Action Steps, and Support Group. This group is a place for those standing in law to connect freely, learn powerful law steps that make a difference, and to make sure we protect each other and make sure we have what is needed to have freedom.